day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, no, you don't want you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want problems, yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want problems, no, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want, call us dangerous, ain't too many can play with us.
Okay, Coach, on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Here's the 10, 19, 54. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Watson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Coming to you.
On 3rd down, Cousins going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand in January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal.
Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to corner. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. On the return is Jones. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34. Watson. They'll roll him out right. He'll run it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On 2nd down, it's Miller. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Watson on 1st down. Flush to his right. It's Waring, the tight end, with it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script play.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 79 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go up and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, they might reduce and might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They keep it with Miller on 1st down. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys at the cornerback position.
He finds Hopkins complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. Play action now. Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking 1st down. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing, Cousins. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. A couple of 1st downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
On the ground, it's Cook. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Cousins sliding out of the pocket. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now it's Watson, escaping the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Daniil Hunter able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every...
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. There for the sack, Everson Griffin.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they rank dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked him a little bit. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where...
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there out of Cook. 45 yards on the ground.
First down, Vikings.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Cousins gives way to Cook. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Throwing is Cousins. And that is incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Forced out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Texans send the punter out, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 18. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. To throw is Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. To throw, Cousins. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. At their own 33-yard Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice, get rid of it, live to fight another down.
Flushed out right, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Trying to get it that time to Stills. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey. Four down.
Following the interception, Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Cousins now has hit on just 7 of 17 passes, 41%. They'll run on first down. Yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On play action, Cousins. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. Was it? And a big loss here as he's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Watson on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. They only get 4, but the fake punt works and gets him a first down. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands. He's able to pick up the first down.
Right there. 54, right there.
On second down, here's Miller. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
They can't hang with us.
Throwing on third down, Watson. He'll buy some time right. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 46. Watson with a give to Miller. And an alley to run. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Miller. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Now Watson, buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. Cousins now. And his throw here's incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Justin Reed. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. They'll run it again with Miller. And he loses the football a second time. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. They go play action. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Jeremiah Tauchu able to record his 5th sack of the season. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Cousins eluding the pressure right. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Cousins to throw it. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position.
54 Mike. Here we go. Here we go.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. Howard has the 1st down and then some. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. On 2nd down now. It's Howard, and running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Ben Gideon in on the stop.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Set. 19. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Switch up. Switch up.
Now a 20th carry of the game for Lamar Miller. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. DJ Reader in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Justin Reed. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message that you're not quitting. Let your team know you're going to battle all the way. And you're always hoping for that ultimate miracle that something will happen. You'll pick up the ball and score, and you'll have a chance one more time and maybe on an onside kick, but not likely.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Texans, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, their woes continue as the record falls now to 1-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.